Greetings, seekers of wisdom and truth. Today, we journey back to a time of divine intervention, where the heavens themselves seemed to bend to the will of man. Our story unfolds in the land of Canaan, a land promised to the Israelites, a people chosen by God. This is the tale of Joshua, chapter 10, a chapter that speaks of faith, courage, and the miraculous power of God. Nestled in the hills of Canaan lies the city of Gibeon. Once a powerful city-state, its people had made peace with Joshua and the Israelites, fearing the God who had delivered Jericho into their hands. But this peace was not to last. News reached Gibeon that 5 Amorite kings, the kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, and Eglon, had united their forces. Their goal? To punish Gibeon for its alliance with Israel. The Gibeonites, desperate and afraid, sent word to Joshua at Gilgal. "Do not abandon your servants. Come up to us quickly. Save us. Help us. For all the kings of the Amorites who dwell in the mountains have gathered against us." Joshua, the faithful servant of God, did not hesitate. He knew that this was not just a battle for Gibeon, but a battle for the fulfillment of God's promise. Gathering his mighty men of war, Joshua marched through the night, ascending from Gilgal to Gibeon. The journey was arduous, but Joshua's faith was unwavering, for he knew that the Lord was with him. As the sun rose over Gibeon, the armies clashed. The Amorites, confident in their numbers, charged forward. But the Lord had other plans. He spoke to Joshua, saying, "Do not fear them, for I have delivered them into your hand. Not a man of them shall stand before you." Suddenly the heavens opened, and a storm unlike any other descended upon the battlefield. Hailstones, large and deadly, rained down from the sky. But these were no ordinary hailstones. They were guided by the hand of God. The Amorites fell by the thousands, struck down not by the swords of men, but by the wrath of the Almighty. The Bible tells us that more died from the hailstones than by the sword of the Israelites. But the miracle did not end there. As the battle stretched into the day, Joshua knew that time was of the essence. In a moment of divine inspiration, he cried out to the Lord in the sight of Israel, "Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and moon in the valley of Aijalon." And the sun stood still, and the moon stopped, until the nation avenged itself on its enemies. For a full day the sun hung in the sky, defying the laws of nature. Never before or since has there been a day like it, when the Lord listened to the voice of a man. The Amorite kings, seeing their armies decimated, fled in terror. They sought refuge in a cave at Makkedah, but Joshua ordered his men to roll a great stone over the mouth of the cave, trapping them inside. With their leaders captured, the remaining Amorite forces were utterly destroyed. With the battle won, Joshua brought the 5 kings out of the cave. He called for his commanders to place their feet on the necks of the kings, a symbolic act of triumph. Joshua declared, "Do not be afraid or dismayed. Be strong and courageous, for thus the Lord will do to all your enemies against whom you fight." The kings were executed, and their bodies hung on trees until evening, a stark reminder of the consequences of opposing the will of God. With Gibeon secured, Joshua and his army continued their campaign, conquering city after city: Makkedah, Libnah, Lachish, Eglon, Hebron, and Debir. Each victory was a testament to the power of God and the faithfulness of his people. The land of Canaan was being claimed, one battle at a time, as the Lord had promised. And so, the story of Joshua, chapter 10, comes to a close. A story of faith, of courage, and of the miraculous power of God. It reminds us that no matter how great the odds, no matter how insurmountable the challenge, with God all things are possible. As the sun stood still over Gibeon, so too can we stand firm in our faith, knowing that the Lord fights for us. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the pages of history and Scripture. Until next time, may your faith be as unshakable as Joshua's, and may you always remember that the God who made the sun stand still is the same God who walks with you today.